Hello friends, it's Trevor, it's Avery, it's Pat, it's the citywide special. The Sixers roster continues to take shape as Caleb Martin signs a 4-year deal with the team. Summer League is underway. Draft picks Jared McCain and Adem Bona impressed in their first couple games as Sixers. And will a fan favorite jersey style be returning to the court? The Phillies split the road trip against the Cubs and Braves. Kyle Schwarber and Bryce Harper return to the lineup as the Phils take the first 2 games against the Dodgers. They go for the sweep on Thursday. Flyers sign first-round pick Jet Luchenko to an entry-level contract. Igor Zamula is also signed to a 2-year extension. Is Danny Briere done for the offseason? All that and more coming up right now. How's it going, fellas?
Hot. That's it. That's all I got.
Yeah, it's
hot
hot.
as shit.
Fucking
so
sucks.
Yeah,
Hate this shit.
You ain't lying, man. We're in the midst of a heat wave of unprecedented proportions.
Mm-hmm.
We got,
Until next week, there'll be another. It's like every week, it's like the worst heat wave ever.
Yeah, next Tuesday it's supposed to be 100.
Yeah.
I think,
mean, it's just
something like that.
when every day feels like temperature is like 102 to 105, it's just ungodly. You wake up, it's already 83. It's just
that's the worst in the morning. It's not even cool in the morning.
Dude,
it's just already hot.
And at night it's all muggy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, dude, I had to like I was like my room the other night, I had my window unit going full blast. I had that fan on as well, just like blowing towards me as I'm sleeping. And then I had like just like sort of drowned out. I had like the brown noise plugged into my Bluetooth speaker, so it was just like a wall of sound.
The problem is too, we've been having like we'll put like the central air on throughout the day just as like an auto to like keep it like 72 or 73 in the house, something like that, just to like keep it okay. But like the upstairs still gets hot regardless of when that AC unit's on. We'll put the one in the window on when we go to bed, but like we have to put it on high of late the last 2 days, and it's not that far from the bed, like where the window is, so it's kind of loud, and like it's not really strong enough to make you feel cold, but like your head is kind of cold because that's where the air is blowing, but anything under the sheets is kind of hot, so you're just like this uncomfortable hot cold vortex of just disgustingness.
Yeah, that's what happened.
I'm always sticky. I always feel like I'm damp everywhere.
Yeah, that happened to me on Friday. I was in bed. Like, I had the AC, like, the central air actually hits my room pretty good because my house is pretty small.
Mm-hmm.
Also got them blackout curtains, so I keep the sunlight
That's
out all day, so my room stays nice and cool. But then anyway, it gets so hot at night that it doesn't even matter.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sleeping with the AC running, fan blowing air on me, head's nice and cold, but I can't not be under the covers. Then my whole body gets cold. So the body gets all sticky. Then I come out from under the covers. Then I'm all warm again, and you just can't get comfortable. I haven't been sleeping good at all.
No.
I apologize to the listeners. You're getting my worst. I'm sleepy. I'm cranky. We're talking Chuck Fletcher at the trade deadline. We're talking Matt Patricia coaching the Eagles D last year, right? We're talking, I was going to say Whit Merrifield be a good game. We're talking Craig Kimbrell in the NLCS. I dare say this is my no points to having asked Tobias Harris performance today, man. I apologize. I don't have the juice. I have some because the Phillies game was good, but
Phillies are good.
Yeah. Did not sleep a week last night. I think I went in the office today. Sometimes like when I don't go in the office for a week or two, like the day before I go in, it's hard to like mentally prepare like sleeping wise and waking up. I know I'm waking up at 5:30, so I have to like then I'm stressing out about like, when you go to bed and you think to yourself, I got 5 hours of sleep if I fall asleep at this time. Once I got that in my head, I could not shut it down. So I just laid in there. I think Hannah was the same way. Then like the cat will walk up to you and like want to play. It's like it's 2 a.m. Like I'm not, and it's also hot. The little fuzzy ass, as cute as they are, it's like, listen, like I can't do this right now. So it's just tough, man.
Yo, does she make biscuits on you?
What she does is so I got like the filing cabinet next to me, which is like used as like a coffee stand.
Mm-hmm.
She likes to pretend that she wants to cuddle at night, but she really just uses me to like rub her cheeks on the edge of the coffee table. But then when she lays down to go to bed, she takes up like this much space. So then I have to move over, and then Hannah doesn't have to. So then we're all like, I'm not gonna push her off the bed. So like Mika, that's her obviously territory. But then sometimes if my hand's like out of the sheet, she'll like keep just rubbing her hand on my hand. So like you're awake, you're like, oh my god, like all right, like So it's been tough, man. Tough week. Thank God we all work inside, though. Shout out to everybody working outside this week. Kudos to you. I don't know how you guys do it, but you're the real kings and queens out there doing that shit. postal service, trash men and women, anybody working outside. Yeah, that is. I don't. Honestly, you deserve a huge pay raise right now.
You said the garbage collectors?
Yeah, man.
You did? Yeah, you said them?
Yeah.
Yeah, them. Who else we got to thank? We got to thank
postal workers out here walking around, Amazon delivery people.
Yeah, the Amazon people.
Just straight up construction, roofers.
Yeah, that's true. The Comcast people. You know who we do not have to give a shout out to, though, that works outside? Trevor's boys.
Oh, the PPA, they go fucking...
They're doing the Lord's work out there,
they gonna get heat strokes out there.
Yeah, I couldn't care less about them.
Yeah.
They're not even doing their job right now. This guy on my block, I was complaining about this guy.
Yeah.
He's got 3 cars.
So, yeah, this guy, man, new neighbor. He just moved in March. He's got some balls. Just moved in the neighborhood in March. Some of us been living there 3 years, 5 years, 8 years. He's got 3 cars. Parks all 3 cars on our street, which, for those people, most of you probably don't know, my street's pretty small. It's
like a side street.
Yeah, it's a little side street in South Philly. Yeah, so parking's tight enough as it is. We're not talking a big, long street, like with a wide street with parking on both sides. We're parking on one side of the street. So he's got 3 cars. He really only drives one of them, but parks them all right in front of his house, and he's right next to me, so I never get parking in front of my house anymore, which, not the end of the world, but it'd be nice once in a while when you got a whole bunch of groceries and whatnot. But anyway, so this guy, man, he gets in the one car to leave, and before he pulls off the block, he stops with the one car, leaves it in the street, then strategically parks the other one so that it's saving the spot. And then when he comes home, strategically moves that one up and squeezes his other car in. So all 3 cars of his are on the block. So the neighbors started getting pissed, right? I saw this one guy across the street shout out, I don't know his name. He started giving him a hard time, just getting all worked up, like, you can't be doing this. This guy was like, yo, I park my car 4 blocks away under 95 if I have to. You can't be doing this. Go park these cars under 95 if you had to. So, still didn't listen.
Did the guy say anything back? Nothing?
No.
Didn't hear anything?
He just said, okay, like, shook his head and didn't do anything about it. Whatever. So then, this other neighbor, her and her family, they were on vacation. I like these people, actually. They seen that he was doing this. I saw her shooting him a dirty look. So then, one time, he goes to move. Like, he goes to leave and strategically places his cars. Yeah. She parks right up on the butt of one of the cars, on the car in the back, so that way he doesn't have room, like he doesn't have any maneuvering room to try to back up to make room for the other cars. It's like, good for her.
You need a full block.
So a couple other neighbors started doing that too. So now you know what I'm gonna do. Take a page out of your book and talk about this on the pod. I'm gonna place nails under them tires, man. I'll teach you.
That'll do it.
Gotta do it, man.
Taking all these spaces, not responding when people tell you that you can't be doing it.
Take matters into your own hands.
You gotta get roofing nails.
I think I might
become the change
masonry nails.
Nah, they're smooth. That's all right.
They'll probably work, right?
You want to get a good long, deep nail.
Yeah, I got
maybe
some
like a screw.
2-3 inch masonry nails.
Also, not masonry. Also, you want to get the ones that have a good little like a good tread on them a little bit too. Because this way, you don't want it to. It's all about the long con too. When you spike someone's tire like that, you don't want it to instantly get flat because then they could get stuck in that spot. You want it so that when they're driving a couple miles down the road, that shit starts to wiggle a little bit. Starts to leak. Then they get fucked. Let's say they're, I don't know, stuck on, who gets stuck on 76 sometimes. Next thing you know, your fucking big old tires all pissing air. It's all getting all flat. Now you're on the side of the road on the highway, whatever. You gotta really fuck that guy's day up.
So what kind of nails do I need?
Like a roofing nail. Or like a long, like at least a 3-inch good tread nail.
I think I have a 3. I'll have to check. But
the ones that you don't use around the house, but you always have like your toolbox that are sitting around sometimes.
Yeah, I think I have some of those.
That kind of shit. Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
But front and back.
Yeah, because that way if he tries to reverse, I got him. If he's just pulling out, I got him.
Got his ass.
Yeah, he'll learn.
Mm-hmm.
Then he'll stop doing this, being spiteful. And the other crazy thing is, he's trying to sell 2 of these cars. You're not going to sell them if you never move them off our little ass block that no one even sees. Go park them under 95. People will see them and be like, that's a nice truck. I'm going to buy it.
Right.
He's an idiot, man.
Well, I wish him the best of luck in selling these flat-ass tire cars, but we'll see what happens.
I wish him the best of luck in learning a lesson, which I'm going to teach him. But, yeah. So I told everyone I was cranky. I am cranky. I'm on one today. But yeah, some good stuff happened. We can move on to some good stuff, such as the Phillies.
Yeah, man. Phillies pulled it. I'd say they pulled it out. I think that they definitely, ESPN had the win percentage on there the whole game, but I think that it was closer than maybe the win percentage led on for the last 3 innings. I mean, the one stat that they had was the Phillies didn't have a hit since the 5th inning.
Yeah.
And, you had Shohei once in that stretch, which they lucked out, as ESPN commentators kept telling us. But I think that to go 2-0 against the Dodgers is pretty good, no matter who's banged up. We were banged up. Even having Harper and Schwarber in here, they're not to their fullest.
Yeah, Harper was out today because he got hit in the hand yesterday with a line drive or something. They said he's fine.
I think it's just swelling or precautionary.
They said if it was a playoff game or something, he would have been playing. But.
Plus, he's just coming back off a hamstring injury.
Not the worst thing.
He was running the bases kind of hard.
I mean,
yesterday.
The fact that his first hit was a contested out at first, and he booked it the whole way. That was I guess his leg's doing pretty good. Yeah, but tough team. I mean, they're the best in their division. They're obviously, the Dodgers have been named with the Phillies throughout the whole season of best teams in the league, so it's always good to show out at home. I think they're 31-38 at home right now.
Nah, 31 and not 31 and 38.
What are they? 31 they've won 31 of 38 games at home.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah,
that sounds right.
Yeah. Haven't lost a series at home yet either this year.
That's wild.
Really?
Yeah, which they haven't done since
90. Well, no, they lost that first Braves series probably since that series.
Since then. Maybe the streak is 12 series at home they've won, which they haven't done since 93. So, yeah, man, can't complain. Really, kudos to the pitching core the last 2 games, to be honest with you. I mean, even without Shohei playing yesterday, they've been doing pretty well.
Yeah, I mean, you could even take it back to, without Schwarber and Harper, they went 5-4. Which obviously Realmuto's been out too, right? So you have 3 of your biggest bats out. They still are over 500 in a 9-game stretch.
Yep.
And a lot of that, the pitching towards the end of it started to regress. We saw at the end of that Braves series. But a lot of the pitching has just been carrying them. Chris Sanchez with another stellar outing today. He got roughed up a little his last couple starts. Wheeler last night was good. Nola in Atlanta was good.
Yep.
Right? So yeah, the pitching's kind of been carrying it. Then the bullpen. Cousin Jeff came in. Matt Strahm came in tonight.
Yeah. Big time.
Shut it down. Yeah, the All-Stars came
Strahm
in.
And Hoffman.
Kirkering did his thing a little bit. Alvarado did okay. Whit Merrifield, he was the man tonight.
He really surprised me today.
He's been doing better. He's slowly but surely working his way into favor with the fan base a little bit.
I think his back could use some work still. I know he lucked out with that. We'll give him a triple today, which is whatever. I think that was more just so of an error for the Dodgers. But his defensive play has been very well. We brought him in to be a utility knife, and I felt like all throughout the season he had been in either the infield, somewhere out in the outfield, and nothing really screamed, "Oh wow!" I'm so glad we picked this guy up. Which historically we've brought in guys that have contributed almost instantly. So it's a little disappointing to be like, man, this is going to be a pretty bad pickup. But he's been starting to be on the come up. He gets enough action with his bat that isn't crazy, but it's good enough to not fuck up a play. And his defense today was outstanding. That play to get that guy out of that second was incredible.
Yeah, that was an incredible play on the run to field it and throw it in almost the same motion.
Yep.
The throw was a little high, but to get it to the vicinity of the bag and then stop, that was a hell of a catch.
Yep.
Then reach down and tag, and Miguel Rojas, he was on the Marlins for years. He's always been a complainer and a whiner. Starts trying to say, he pushed me off the bag. No, he didn't, dude. You just overslid.
If it was a shoulder, okay, I could see the challenge, but you're telling his hand was
this glove that's all bent back, just caught the ball, miss me with that.
And your forward momentum as you stand up on a slide is going to, naturally probably pick your feet up a little bit.
It was a smart baseball play by Stott.
He got your ass, so you know what I mean? Game's a game. But close game. I mean, I'll take that. I like that. Last night was fun to watch. We haven't seen a true blowout like that against a good team, and I don't think all season yet, to be honest. Like that, where you had
been a couple.
You had guys throwing. I mean, come on now. They had guys out there. They had left fielders pitching it to us at the end of the game.
Yeah, in the 7th inning.
Yeah,
which is, you usually don't see that till the 8th or 9th inning.
Yeah,
but I think we got to talk about Trey a little bit.
Killing it.
Last week, I don't think we said this on the pod, but we said off the pod that he didn't deserve to be an All-Star because he missed half the first half of the season.
Well, we ate that shit.
Yeah, he heard us talking.
Yeah.
It's like when his mom called him and gave him that motivation. He heard us. He was listening to the Citywide pod. And it's like, I got to shut these losers in that basement up, man. Yeah, I do deserve to be an All-Star, and he's been on one.
Couple 2-run home run games, grand slam last night. I mean, he he's all that in the bag of chips right now. That's
Yeah.
for sure. And honestly, his fielding's been great. I feel like last year he had a lot of weird errors. I'll say improved.
He's had a couple pretty bad errors.
I'll say improved from last year. I feel like last year
he was bad last
between
year.
the slump and his fielding, we were like, oh my God, like what are we doing here? But this year, his bat has definitely been a game changer, and it's been great to see it really come into full effect. But yeah, he's been honestly probably the hottest guy right now in baseball, to be honest, in the last at least 10 games.
Yeah.
Got damn near 5-6 home runs.
Two for 3 today, 3 for 4 today. After he hit the grand slam yesterday, last week he had two home run games.
Yep.
Yeah, he's been crushing. He's stepped up big time when Harper and Realmuto were out.
When you need him too.
And Harper, Realmuto, and Schwarber, were out.
And Marsh in and out here and there too. I mean, not that Marsh is a power hitter, but
he's been a
consistent guy at the lineup that you can rely on at least a double or a hit or, give some energy to the field and stuff like that. But yeah, man.
Keep the field moist.
Yeah. Damp. Soggy. Marshy.
Wet.
Yeah.
Definitely wet.
Let's go Brandon, dude.
Yeah, dude.
But yeah, so the Phillies been doing well, and they have a pretty. I mean, after what they got one more game against the Dodgers,
and then they got Oakland.
Which, easy.
That could be a sweep.
They have they got Oakland, they got Washington coming up.
Well, they got Oakland in the All-Star break.
Yeah. So yeah,
out of the break, they get some tough teams. They got Cleveland yet, my team, my other team, my other home.
Yeah.
They got Cleveland yet. Who else they got? They got the Yankees yet.
Well, the Yankees, to be honest.
The Yankees haven't been great.
They've been giving up. Yeah, they haven't been great. They've been ass lately. They haven't not been great. They've been booty cheeks.
Yeah, but still.
They've given up the last 13, 14 games. They get up 23, 25 home runs.
They might come out of the break rested. They might get up for that series.
Maybe.
I'm not overlooking the Yankees at all.
I am. I'm not worried about the Yankees. I'll
all
say
right.
it right now.
So let's do a bet.
I'll say it right now. How many game series is it? 3-game series?
I think it's 3. So
is it in New York?
I say we sweep them.
That's a good question. Let's see.
I want to say it's in New York.
I want to say it's home. I want to say it's home. Let's see.
It is home because I think I know. I heard someone I know is going to that game.
It's only 2 games.
What?
Well, that makes
what is that shit?
Oh no, it's 3.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was gonna say
is there a break in the middle?
No, there's a 12:35 game.
It's not a doubleheader now. I'm not betting on a doubleheader game here.
So are these home? Yeah, these are home.
Sweep.
So you say that the Phillies sweep?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say Yankees. I'm gonna say Phillies win 2 out of 3. I still think the Phillies win the series, but I'm not.
I think that's obvious. I don't think we're gonna.
So
I say sweep.
If they sweep, I do a shot. If the Yankees win a game, you do a shot.
Sure.
All right.
Or a shot per game, but whatever you want.
We can do a shot per game. Yeah. So if they sweep, I'll do 3 shots on the pod. If the Phillies win 2 out of 3, you do 2 shots on the pod.
That's worked for me.
All right. You heard it here first.
There you go.
Cheers. That's drinking, buddy.
Yep.
But yeah, so there's. Oh, and the other thing you said. Oh, they get Pittsburgh out of the break.
That's what I'm saying. They play Pittsburgh. They play Washington.
They get the Twins. The Twins are pretty good, I think.
Pittsburgh, I think Washington. Before they have to play, what's it called?
No, it's Pittsburgh, the Twins, and then I think it's what do you call it? Then I think it's Cleveland, then the Yankees.
Okay.
But yeah, the
Cleveland's
Twins.
hot. Cleveland's gonna be a tough team.
Yeah, the Twins are pretty good too. What are the Twins? They're 53 and 40. They're right behind Cleveland.
They're not bad. Cleveland's looking pretty good though.
And those games are on the road, so that could be tough. So yeah, schedule gets kind of tough, but
it could be good to come home then to the Yankees. I'm pretty set with that. I'm okay with my bet here.
All right. Well, we'll see. Put your money where your mouth is.
I'll put my shots where my mouth
are.
Yeah,
put your liquor where your mouth is.
That's what I do every day.
What else we got to say about the Phillies?
Alec Boehm, home run derby.
Whatever that's all about.
Do you know who else is in it?
We should have stayed up and watched the home run derby pregame show
so silly.
A week before the derby almost. That doesn't make any sense.
What could that possibly be?
They were talking about the new rules, which there are some new rules.
Oh, are there?
I wasn't really paying attention.
New rule.
But who else is in it for the AL? I know it's actually I don't know. Oh, Jose Ramirez from Cleveland. That guy's a beast, dude.
Okay.
They got Bobby Witt Jr. from Kansas City. He's pretty good. Maybe the guy from the Mariners. I don't remember who the other participant is. And then in the NL, it's Pete Alonso
Of course.
That doofus.
Obviously.
We got Bohm, Teoscar Hernandez on the Dodgers.
Okay.
And I want to say Ozuna from the Braves.
That makes sense.
I want to say he's an asshole.
Yeah.
He drinks and drives and beats
Drunk
women.
driver, yeah.
He doesn't get any respect from me.
I'm not saying respect. I just meant like from his bat.
Yeah, I know you weren't saying that, but he doesn't.
I know the guy's a hitter, so obviously
Yeah.
it makes sense to put him in the home run.
He's a hitter in more ways than one. He hits people with cars. He unfortunately hits women. He's a bad person.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, we were saying earlier how, you know, all these star players kind of avoid the home run derby. It's kind of, there's like maybe one or two, you know, like stars in it anymore, and it's been a bunch of guys. But I kind of feel like if it's going to be like that, then they should just try to, you know, find other ways to make it as entertaining as possible, which what I think they should do is just let them use aluminum bats.
Oh, yeah.
Hell yeah.
Just let them see if they can hit them like 600
700 foot dingers.
Yeah, just blasting them out of the ballpark.
They're killing the kids in center field. Though.
Yeah, they might have to get rid of that.
Yeah.
Imagine the crack off the bat, how loud it would be. We'd be able to hear it from here if it was
dude,
CDP.
yeah.
So fucking 10-year-olds in left field is getting wrecked by aluminum bat coming off the ball, a ball coming off the bat. Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, they should, man.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Add more intrigue to it, because then everyone's going to be hitting dingers.
Maybe cork the balls, something like that.
Yeah, cork the bats. Go for it.
Yeah, man. I mean, I don't know. I'm surprised that the Orioles don't have anybody in there, unless he turned it down.
Maybe they do have Henderson in there. That guy's
Gunnar
a
Henderson.
That guy, he's a hitter.
I mean, everybody always wants Ohtani, Judge. Like, you want the
The
guys
stars
that
never
hit the
do it. They're
dingers,
afraid
but
of getting hurt, or they're afraid of messing up their swing.
Yeah.
Makes sense. I mean, you know, but whatever.
I
So we
don't
got
think-
Bomb in there. I mean, we'll see.
I don't think
We'll see what he does.
He's not
I mean,
going to advance past the first round.
As long as Pete Alonso doesn't win, that's all I care about.
It'd be nice if they got
Dude, he's
matched
so
up.
annoying about that shit. He takes it so seriously.
Oh yeah.
Like, I remember I guess it was last year, or he's been in like every fucking year the past 5 years or whatever, but they showed him like before he's about to go up, he's back in the, in the locker room.
Oh, this was 2 years ago when this was in Colorado.
And he's just doing squat, like heavy weight, like squats with a barbell or whatever. And it's like, what are you doing? Like, that's not going to...
And last year,
it's not going to help you 10 minutes from now, dude.
Last year he was doing weird shit
Total
too, because he was
cornball.
trying to go back to back. He'd have been like, I don't know, one of a handful of guys that went back to back, and he got fucking smoked. Like, he was trash. But it's just,
I will say one thing in his defense. If he won, I think it was 2 years ago when he won the home run derby, he made more for winning the derby than his salary was for that season.
Really?
right.
It was something ridiculous like that, or it was on par with his salary, or just under. But it was at least half of what he earned playing baseball that season, if not more.
That's so funny, because it must have been during their contract negotiations. Was it because he had a clause in his contract about that, or was it just money from the actual?
No,
win
I
a
think
pretty
it was
good
money
purse.
from the actual derby.
Yeah.
Because they win.
I
I think they win $500,000 or $1 million, and it was before he signed whatever contract
So
he's
he was
on
just
now.
on a league minimum or whatever.
Or whatever.
Or he was
his
like arbitration
pre-arbitration
guy.
salary
Yeah,
was.
yeah.
It was something crummy. I thought, yeah, good for him. I would try hard too if that was the case.
Yeah, that would be funny if like some teams trying to sign a guy and they just like can't get it over the line. They finally compromise on like a clause that says if I win the home run derby, I get like a $5 million bonus or something. But then they win.
The All-Star
Need to
MVP.
write that
like,
in.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess Bone probably isn't making that much.
Not. I don't think
He's probably making a couple million. I think. I
Yeah, I
forget
don't
what his
know.
contract is. I wonder if I can pull it up here.
Can't be that big. But yeah, good for him. At
Yeah,
least
he
he's bringing
hasn't
his little
really
high
signed, like, a
school coach
long-term
up there,
deal
which
yet.
is kind of fun. So, I don't know. We'll see
I
what he
remember
does.
there was someone I want to say last year who had I don't know if it was their normal like batting practice coach or whoever it was that was throwing to him just could not throw well.
Adley
He just was
Rushman
not
had his
getting it.
dad.
He just
and
wasn't getting it over the plate and was totally screwing him over. It was really funny.
I think it was Adley Rushman because he
Was
he
it?
was young. He had his dad doing it for him, and I don't think he hit I think he hit under 20 some home runs. Like it was bad.
That is bad.
Yeah.
You got to get. I don't know. I don't know who I would get to throw. Who would you get to throw your home run derby?
Well, if I'm in the home run derby, then there's bigger issues with the league. But if I had the power to hit home runs like that, I don't know, fucking. I don't know.
Do you think you could get one over the fence? Just batting practice, throwing lobs.
Probably not.
Yeah, I feel like I could get it into the outfield, but I mean, it's
probably not.
Got to have a lot of power.
We're talking damn near 400
Definitely
feet.
not with a wooden bat.
No.
I think on a lucky...
Yeah,
on
maybe
an
an
off
Maybe
chance-
aluminum
maybe
bat
with
I might
aluminum,
be
yeah,
able
enough
to.
tries. I don't know. Maybe. I
Left-
haven't.
I don't think so. I don't think I could do it.
Lefty was always
I know
my
I can't
power
do it.
side. Lefty, I could probably do it. Righty, I was always more of a contact hitter.
You were a switch hitter?
I used to try to be. But here's the deal, right?
back in my heydays.
So that's a no.
Righty,
He said,
righty.
I tried it.
Righty, I could hit for good contact, but I didn't have any power. Whenever I'd hit lefty, most times I wasn't making contact, but when I did, I had that swing path that I was always hitting deep flies.
Damn.
But no, I would strike out probably 80%
All
of
right,
the
so
time.
in a world where we could all hit dingers, who was our guy to throw us the ball? I don't know. I guess at that point, if it's all for gimmicks, maybe my pops just to get out there, throw the ball around. I don't have anyone else that would make sense. So
yeah, I
call
mean,
up
there's
to
no
do
real
it.
nobody else. I wasn't.
That's like a baseball thing, I guess.
Yeah.
You having to catch it. I don't know. It's just
But my dad definitely wouldn't be the one.
I never thought about being in a home run derby, so it's not anything that ever crossed my mind.
Yeah,
Maybe
my
B-Dog.
my old little league coach is dead, so he can't do it.
then.
Maybe Kelsey.
What, Jason Kelsey?
Jason
Yeah.
Kelsey.
He'd be throwing
just do
fastballs.
anybody.
Well,
man.
if I was on the Phillies and I'd be drinking beer in his little flip flops and throwing me some balls to hit.
He probably does throw a nice home run derby ball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know who I would pick. That's a good question. Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe the Fanatic.
The Fanatic.
He could probably lob it in there.
Yeah, he probably could.
Right behind that cage.
I get one of those weird like Galapagos gang guys.
Yeah, yeah, they probably.
They might have a
throw-
hard time throwing the ball in those things, though. I feel like they have a lot.
Oh,
of range.
yeah, they're
they don't have a
inflated.
lot of range of
Yeah,
motion
they're
in those
inflated.
suits. They're those weird ones. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd get the Fanatic to
Dude,
hot
I was
dog
just
launch it at.
also
me.
Yeah,
speaking
right,
of all
the
the
fucking-
heat and shit. I was just thinking about how miserable it's got to be a mascot
Oh my
in the
god.
heat, and how they're able to like. I mean, that's the most impressive thing about that job is being able to like keep like a upbeat demeanor despite the fact that they're probably dying in that fucking
Especially
shit.
the
There's got to be
Fanatic.
some
Yeah.
kind of like cooling
Has
system
to be a fan or at least a.
there's got to be something.
Well, it can't be a fan because I
like-
feel like a fan would just be like a convection of it. You just be cooking yourself in that. It has to be some kind of cool air.
There's got to be
system.
something.
I mean, the guy makes he's making bank. You got to figure
Yeah, he
that.
definitely is.
Yeah,
That
here's a good question. That we talked about how much does Big Dom
You could
think-
probably find
how much
this
do you
out.
think the Philly Fanatic makes?
Oh,
Mascots make good money, dude. I remember I looked this up.
easy money.
How
The
much?
Fanatic, I think, is one of the highest paid mascots.
I mean, he should be the highest paid. Who else would be?
I'm gonna
Yeah,
say
even the people that work at the Sixers game and sweep the floor. I remember Hannah
Dude.
knew one of them. He was making 80 grand per game, or
No,
no,
not
80
per
grand
game.
per year
I mean, that's-
say per
that's
game
not
for
bad.
to
basketball,
sweep
God damn.
floors
Like-
for like 5 minutes during a basketball game.
that ain't bad.
And you
though.
get to go to every game for free.
Dude, I like the idea too that college mascots are get all this money while the players don't get paid. Like the guy with the bulldog costume or whatever the fuck is like making 6 figures.
Oh, wow. Yeah, this is wild. According to fanbuzz.com, the Fanatic reportedly makes $600 an hour.
damn!
So $600 an hour, you figure
That pitch shot must have fucked up his pay grade, though.
Yeah, it probably did a little bit, but he probably still gets the games before the game,
Yeah.
probably a few hours before. So we're talking.
Looking at probably 3 hours a night.
I was
on
going to
average,
say,
or
no,
maybe
he
even.
probably has to get to a game a couple hours before.
Yeah, it's true.
Figure out what his gimmick's
So
going
let's
to
say
be.
whole-
4 hours.
So
the
let's say he
clock in,
gets
the
to a
clock
game.
out. You're probably talking at least 4.
Let's say 4 hours, and then you figure whether they play 81 games. So that's 194 grand plus the playoffs. Playoffs, he probably gets a bonus too.
Yeah.
And those games be a little longer. He's probably making 300, probably about 300 grand.
At least.
Damn, that's like, yeah.
I don't know, man. I mean,
I thought he would have made more, to be honest.
I've been asking way more. I mean, these months got to be hot as.
Yeah, he should get hazard pay for this.
Maybe he does.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, good for him either way. 600K is
Yeah,
no.
is there
nothing
is there a
better than that.
mascot union?
There
I mean-
might be.
Yeah, man, there should be.
There. I wonder if there is. Let's
Well,
see.
plus you got to figure then too the games that they don't play, but they like hang out with all the other mascots. You know what I mean?
yeah, he gets paid. That he probably
You
gets
know what I
paid
mean? Like
for
when they're hanging out at the
different
All-Star games, they're all like
Dude,
chilling, like doing weird shit.
There's like the contract expires. There's a mascot lockout. There's like all the they had to
they're all
go through the
sitting
whole
up back
season. No,
smoking.
yeah. They're
Yeah, the
Yeah,
national.
the Philly Fanatics got to run a picket line outside the third base gate.
Fucking blowing his little nose out there, shaking his little belly at everybody.
They got
national
they got one of those
mascot.
like the Scabby the Rats with the mask with the fanatic.
There is a National Mascot Association.
Just a picture like the fanatic
Okay.
and like
Is it just like is it like an actual
I
union,
don't
or is it
think
just
it's-
like
I don't think it's a union.
It's just like a organization.
Looks like it's just an organization.
They
But
have
they're
fancy.
looking out.
They have fancy dinners and
They're
stuff.
looking out for the mascots. The
Yeah.
NMA is working to develop the best practices for the mascot world.
now is that a multi-league union?
There's something about Fang from the union on here, but that might just be because I googled the word.
Has he
union.
earned his union dues yet? Has he earned that?
I'm sure he
Fang.
has.
He's been around for a while.
Fang's all right, dude.
Yeah, he's.
Have we
Might
done
still
this
be an
before?
apprentice.
We ranked the mascots.
ranked the
before.
mascots.
Yeah,
Yeah,
never mind.
yeah. I think we've done that before.
Damn. Well,
Philly Fanatics number one in our head and in our hearts.
big time.
Yeah.
So yeah, I guess we don't got anything else. Oh, I do want to shout out this kid from Bishop Eustace that pitched. He's apparently starting on Saturday against the A's. I forget what his name is.
that
Tyler
young buck?
Phillips.
Yeah.
He's from Bishop
Oh.
Eustace in
He wasn't
Pensacola.
bad.
I didn't
Yeah.
realize that. I didn't know he was
Yeah, he
local.
was
But yeah, he came in the other
Yeah,
day.
he was dealing the
struck
other
out
day.
4
Yeah.
guys.
Yep.
Gave,
He
I
had
think he
7
gave up a home.
strikeouts.
Yeah, 7 strikeouts. I think he gave up a home run, but that was it.
Imagine growing up going to the vet. He posted something on Instagram today. He used to go to the vet. There was a picture of him and his dad at the vet as his first game when he was really young, probably like 5 years old.
Yeah, I was gonna say he must be like that. Must have been really young if he was still
Yeah.
around with the vet. 'Cause
Yeah.
I think for like most of those guys are like, you know,
Never been.
Yeah, the vet was demolished in 2002 was the last game.
Mayor Street
he's
blew it up with the
probably
Fanatic.
about 3-4 years
Yeah.
old in that picture. And he's just getting all emotional, saying how excited he is to make his first start. Good for him, man. I
Wow.
like that. I like a local kid. I hope he
Cheers
does
to him.
well.
That's awesome. I remember that day. Mayor Street came out there with the Fanatic. They pulled that little plug and then
their street. That fucking guy.
What do you think he's up to?
I don't know. Probably.
he's hanging out in
You think
Chestnut
he still
Hill.
is? Oh, for real?
Yeah, if you
He's
go to
still around here?
McNally's up there, he's always hanging around little Germantown Ave up there.
Dude, the best.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, I've
We
seen
gotta
it.
go hang with him.
Hannah and I went to the bar. Like we went to McNally's to get like the I forget what the name of the sandwich is. It's really good. It's like ham and cheese and a tomato slice, but it's delicious. But then we went to this other bar up there, and I walked by. I'm like, that's fucking Mayor Street right there. I looked at him like, that's fucking Mayor Street. So I took a picture real quick. Sent it to my mom. She goes, yeah, I voted for that. I'm like, yeah, look at that guy hanging out.
My favorite Mayor Street thing was when the iPhone first came out. He himself camped out outside the Apple store to get like one of the first ones
Oh,
or
yeah.
whatever. So funny. He's just sitting out there with a lawn chair,
Hell
just
yeah.
waiting to go in.
Yeah, respect the game, man.
I
He's a man of the
imagine.
people.
Yeah,
I remember
you know?
seeing him at the Cherry Hill Mall one time when he was still mayor when I was a young buck. My dad wanted to stop and talk and ask him questions. He wasn't having any of that.
Damn. He doesn't seem like the most warm and fuzzy kind of guy.
No, you're just trying to go to the mall, do some shopping. You
Yeah.
have this guy and his kid coming up asking you questions. I wouldn't want to deal with that.
Nah, but I mean, as a public figure, you kind of just assume that role, I would
Hmm.
think.
You don't got to assume nothing. You have a right to privacy and a life outside of your job the same way everyone else does.
Definitely.
I wasn't mad at him. I think at the time I was, but in hindsight, I'm like, yeah, I'm not mad at you.
Well,
I get
Avery's
it.
like, I'm mad. Yeah, I can see that.
But yeah.
Yeah.
What else we got on the fields? We don't got nothing else on the fields,
Nothing
right?
else on the Phils.
I don't think so.
The
think we
Oakland
pretty much
A's,
covered it.
Shameful team.
First team to 60.
Oakland A's, yeah.
Yeah.
Soon to
On
be
that.
the Las Vegas A's.
Hey, we want to hit the Flyers real quick. I don't really have a whole lot on this.
Yeah, not much. I mean, so they signed Luchenko to a entry-level contract. Not really anything crazy there. Pretty much to be expected of your, first overall pick or first round pick.
Then they
yeah.
signed Zamula,
Yeah, Zamula.
which I kind of like that. I mean, you
He's
knew
good.
that was
He's
probably
not
going to
bad.
happen.
Yeah, yeah.
He was playing good at the end of the season.
Yeah. Yeah, I think they still want to see what some of those younger defensemen have, figure out who's going to slot in there. I guess the real thing is that it seems like they're kind of done, maybe.
Yeah, Konechny ain't going anywhere. They're going to extend him.
Yeah. The only other chip that you thought may have gotten moved is Lawton. I think a lot of people were expecting Lawton to probably be moved by now. A lot of people were expecting him to maybe be part of a deal at the draft. That didn't happen. he's still here, and like I've also been seeing a lot of these. Not that this is necessarily set anything that means it's set in stone, but I've seen some promotional material from the team that's come out. That,
for real?
With I
saw the one with Lawton and Gritty.
Yeah, and it's like well, they're still putting Lawton front and center in all of their marketing and this and that. So doesn't really seem like they're eager to get rid of him. Maybe could be a deadline thing. We'll see.
I think,
but it does. I don't know. As much as he's a likable guy for sure, but it seems like a huge missed opportunity not to get something for him at this point, where they are with the rebuild and all that stuff.
Yeah, I think they look at him as a culture piece. Which we've talked about this on this podcast for some time. They value the importance of culture in the rebuild, which is important, right? We talk about it as well with the Sixers. The Sixers didn't really value culture, and it took them we'll talk about the Sixers in a little bit. It took them till this offseason to really have culture in any way, shape, or form that is good culture, is winning culture. Whereas the Flyers probably realized, we don't want to make that mistake. So if we need to keep Lawton around, even though we could get something for him, he's better for the team chemistry. He's better in the locker room. He's better just, what's the word I'm looking for? Mentoring these young guys.
Yeah.
Let's keep him around. I do agree that at some point it does start to look like a missed opportunity. His value was probably its highest at the trade deadline last year, and they kind of just sat on him. And it seems like they're probably going to continue to sit on him. I think they are done. Danny Briere said as much. He said last week, we're talking to some teams, but if we don't do anything within the next week, then I would say this is probably the roster we had to training camp with. And a week later, they ain't done nothing.
Yeah, kind of seems that way. They're definitely, seems like they have a lot riding on the 2025 draft and the 2025 offseason, which it's like, okay, kind of feel like they're putting a lot of eggs in that basket. A little maybe too much for my comfort, but it's supposed to be a good draft, and, their cap situation should be a little better by then. So they should have a little more flexibility to make some moves. So
it's a building season, man.
Hey, man.
That's what they signed up for.
The Sixers, they put all their eggs in this all-season's basket, and it's worked out well.
Yeah, that's true.
And we've seen it in the past with Howie Roseman. When you doubt him, he comes up with these wins out of the blue, like an A.J. Brown, the Jalen Hurts.
Big time.
You know what I mean? So,
I think Briere's definitely earned the trust of where he has a vision for the team. It's the first GM I feel like in a while that you feel like you have a vision for the future that's not just stuck in their old ways to do things. And I'm not even like the most all my P's and Q's of Flyer stuff, but I feel as though he at least gets people excited. He has a plan. He had a mission this offseason. The Mitchkov signing and bringing back over here early is huge. That definitely bolstered a lot of things. So I feel like there isn't a lot of pressure to move people around like that as maybe you may have anticipated. So you hang tight this season. If you made that big of a push last year, maybe they sniff the playoffs again this season, and you see what you do, and you maybe get some trade value for some guys late in the season. But, I think it's a step in the right direction. I think Philadelphia as a whole probably has, in all their teams right now, such a secure management in almost every major league sport.
I was going to make that point.
I feel like there's a lot of teams, too, that have, look at Boston, obviously basketball, they have a great management for their, they've been doing well for so long right now, too. Hockey, been doing well as well. Baseball, not really as good. But then you look at Philly and, from Howie, Murray, what's it called? From Dombrowski with the Phillies. They have such a great head on their shoulder and vision for the team. Not afraid to push boundaries here and there. Not afraid to go out for guys that they want to, whether it's a locker room vibe or an actual stud or whatever it is. And Briere brings that kind of sense to the Flyers that they haven't had in a while.
Yeah, I brought up Chuck Fletcher at the beginning of the show talking about how I'm feeling today. Chuck Fletcher was an awful GM, man. He was ass. He was garbage. He was he wasn't quite Tobias Harris having 0 points in Game 6, but he was a really bad GM. Whereas I trust a lot more in Briere and Keith Jones in the I dare say I trust in the ownership group. I dare say I trust in Comcast right now.
Look at you.
Our friends Comcast.
Shout out monopolies and capitalism. I trust y'all.
Good old Johnny
Let's
Comcast.
go.
Yeah. I mean, so far, I feel like Briere hasn't done anything to make me that distrustful of him. He's made some pretty solid moves, I think. And then, I mean, the only detraction is that, like, maybe he should be able to do a little more this offseason. But again, I feel like after next offseason, it's going to be the real test to see, if he really has what it takes to get this thing rolling.
Well, he definitely put the microscope
we'll
on him last season. I mean, he turned the team around fairly quickly, I guess, in a way, after taking over in that role. And you figure people aren't going to be like, oh, it's just the Flyers anymore. Like, Briere clearly has a sense about him now and might have a pulse on the league and have some kind of feelers out there. So it'd be curious to see how those other deals pan out if he does want to be aggressive one day or in future deals, because you haven't really seen him be tested in that sense. So I just feel good about it. I think that Philadelphia does a good job of late with bringing in good management for their teams, and it's worked out for almost every other team. Well, 50% of them, I would say. The Sixers could join that boat, but we've been to a couple of championships in the last at least 4 or 5 years, which has been exciting. So,
yeah, we could be Chicago. I saw this meme the other day. The which team did it? The White Sox, I'm pretty sure, are last.
Yep.
The Cubs are several games under 500. The Bulls made a bunch of moves at the deadline just to make the play-in tournament and lose.
The details of that Andre Drummond deal are hysterical too, or whatever. Yeah, because they were gonna trade. They were gonna get a 3rd-round pick from the Sixers for Drummond, and they tried
second round,
but they held out, and they ended up not getting anything, and then we just still got Drummond for cheaper. Yeah,
run.
It's like, oh my god.
Yeah, the Bears are butt.
Ass.
I mean, they have Caleb Williams now, so they might be all right. And then the Blackhawks were terrible.
Yeah.
It's like we could be Chicago right now.
Right.
So we are not. And life is good here in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Could always be better, wins here and there, but we're not as bad as we think we are.
I don't want to be entitled and snooty like Boston, where you expect to win every year. You know what I'm saying? Losing builds character, it builds hardship, it builds toughness.
Big time.
Builds that blue collar mentality, man, that we have. That
builds that work in the heat mentality. Builds that. Okay, I'm out.
It builds that, as Chip Kelly said, "We're from Philadelphia and we fight." mentality.
Oh God.
All right, I quoted Chip Kelly. We gotta move on.
Yeah. So the Sixers they're still doing stuff.
Yeah, man.
Got Caleb Martin, pretty solid.
I think it's a great signing.
It is wild. He turned down a better deal from the Heat to come here.
So yeah, I think my man just overplayed his market. He overexpected what his market was going to be.
Yeah.
Because the Heat offered him 5 years, $65 million or something.
Like that, yeah.
And he's probably thinking, yeah, I'm worth more than that. Which, I mean, I respect that as a player that's that confident, thinks that highly of himself. Or maybe his agent, maybe he didn't even think that. His agent was probably like, yo, you know what, Caleb? There's going to be some better deals, man. You need to decline that offer. So then he declines that offer. And then teams are out here spending money on, like a Paul George, right? They're out here spending money on DeMar DeRozan's. And then he's like, yeah, I mean, I can't compete with that. Then he doesn't want to go back to the Heat. He's probably feeling slighted, annoyed.
Go back to the,
Doesn't want to go back like a dog with its tail between its legs.
The hand that fed you, so you're like, damn, yeah.
And he ends up with us on a 4-year, $32 million deal. It's a steal.
Yeah.
Big time.
Yeah, I mean, another guy that can shoot threes.
Familiar with the East, too, which is huge.
Yeah. Boston killer.
Yeah, I mean, the new Boston Strangler.
Yeah, I mean, it's still a great move. I think it's a great. What did I say last week? I think, what did I say? A- or
I think you said a B+.
A B+. I think right now we're looking at an A, at least right here. I don't know. I mean, that's a great move to pick up, considering we didn't really necessarily need that piece.
Oh, we needed it. I think we needed it. I think we needed it. We didn't expect it, but I think we needed it.
But I think that was a very, very, very good move right there by Morey. So I'll take that.
Yeah.
And the young guys are looking great as shit too right now.
Yeah, have you guys been watching any of the summer league?
Yeah,
I watched some of that. I want to talk about Caleb Martin. I want to talk about the Young Bucks, but I want to talk about Caleb Martin real quick. So yeah, man, you think about 2 years ago in the playoffs, he owned the Celtics.
Yep.
So every time the Sixers play the Celtics, he's going to be probably locking down Jaylen Brown or Jason Tatum. You'll have Oubre and Paul George, too. You have 3, potentially 4 switchable wings if we talk Ricky Council, which I will in a minute. You have 4 switchable wings that you can put on these guys. You have Embiid back there. You know what I'm saying? As far as your guards, like, it would be nice to have a defensive-minded point guard to lock down Derek White and Drew Holiday. But I guess you figure Oubre can probably do some of that.
Definitely.
But yeah, I mean, you have a much better defensive squad that makes so much more sense than anything they've had the past several years. I don't even know how long. And it's exciting to watch. I mean, I don't know what the starting lineup's going to look like just yet. There's been some talk of Oubre or Martin coming off the bench, but I think you kind of have to start all of them and then just have this ultra switchy lineup between Embiid and Maxey that teams aren't going to be able to get to the cup on you. Your defense is going to be so much better on the point of attack, which as a result means Embiid's not bailing everyone out, blocking shots, this, that, and the third. And your defense as a result is going to end more possessions. So you're just going to hang out and catch rebounds. Right? And then you'll have Maxey already running fast breaks halfway up the court. It's going to be a fun team. I think they're going to play with probably more pace than what we're used to because their defense is going to be better.
Well, I think it all bodes this roster right now is shaping up to really bode well for a Nick Nurse run team, where I feel like before we had rosters that were built that did not fit the coach, or we had, things just didn't align
Nick
well.
Nurse loves his switchable
Right.
wings.
I mean, this is going to be a great, and they're relatively young players too. I mean, obviously Embiid's getting older and Paul George is a little bit older, but the rest of the roster is not that old, which is great.
Yeah, I think
so you figure
they're mostly early to mid 20s.
Right.
Eric Gordon's ancient, but all he has to do is bomb threes.
That's all I'm saying. You got a couple guys that are going to be like a locked in position for certain things, but to do those fast breaks or to cause pressure and to do fast breaks and things like that, it bodes well to a Nick Nurse run offense, and it's exciting to see Nick Nurse come into a team with a full offseason, a bunch of new weapons to use, guys that are into the system. I mean, Kelly Oubre too had a great post too about just going back to Philadelphia and what it meant to him.
He said it made him love basketball again. I'm like, damn, dude. So you mean to tell me the other 9 years of your career you didn't love the game you grew up playing?
I mean, he looked physically happy. It
true.
Made sense. Like
his body language. I would always love whenever he'd force a turnover and he'd just be like, first down.
Yeah.
Or when he'd block a shot and he's just like, no, get that out of here.
He's a big vibes guy, but also like produces a lot on the court as well. I mean, great dunks, great steals, things like that. So I think we're primed up for a very exciting team, and I think that for how disappointing it ended last season, I think that they are definitely building up expectations slowly for Sixers fans to be excited about this season.
Yeah, just when you think I'm out, this team can't break my heart anymore, man. They always find a way to reel us back in. Always.
If you run back 3 months ago, we were all, this is it. The dynasty, the fucking process is over. We don't care what they do.
I say here a month ago before free agency started, I'm like, yeah, I'm pessimistic. I think this is it. We're going to be sitting here mid-season, just everything's going to be falling apart. To be fair, that could still happen. If everyone gets hurt or something goes terribly wrong.
That's like, that's with everything.
Yeah, but I mean, aside from that, I'm like, man, this is the most... Last year when Harden got traded, we said it was the most back we ever been. I think there's a new level. This is for sure the
even
most
more back
we have ever been. But yeah,
backus.
Yeah, this is the backest we've ever been.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Which it could be. Great moves in the offseason. It's like I said before, management's doing their thing. They put the right pieces in place. They had a decent draft. Young guys that we drafted before too are looking pretty good. Summer League, I know it is what it is. It's not like it could pan out to anything, but we could have Bronny James throwing fucking bricks at the wall. So I think we're doing all good, all things considered.
Yeah, the Young Bucks been hooping.
Ricky Council popping off too the whole time.
He had, what, 29
points?
Yeah.
He was making step back threes.
Yeah, dude. He was killing it.
Yeah, he was awesome, man. I think he's going to have an opportunity to play now. Now
Definitely.
that Toby's gone, now that you figure, KJ Martin, he's still around. I don't know what that... There's this weird thing going on with him that I don't really understand well enough to articulate. But yeah, you figure Toby's gone, KJ Martin could be gone.
Melton, isn't Anthony Melton
gone? Melton's gone.
Yeah.
So Ricky Council's probably going to get some playing time, man. I think he's ready to take advantage. He looked great in that first game.
Yeah. Yeah, he looked really good. First game I watched, Jared McCain looked pretty good. His shot wasn't falling that first game, but everything else he was doing looked really good. And then the second game they played, he was starting to make those threes. And, like, dude, like, his ability to just make threes in quick transition, like he barely
does those no dip threes.
Yep. Yeah, well, it's like he barely does. It's like he gets the shot up before he even stops moving. Almost, it's fucking wild. So
there's no hesitation.
There's so much opportunity there for fast breaks. Just blam, blink of an eye, like you're draining a three down the other end. So yeah, he looks pretty nice. And fucking Bona looks fucking nice.
Oh my god,
dude.
He looks real good.
That alley-oop in the first game.
Oh yeah,
my god.
He's got a lot of fucking energy. Dude. He looks like, really good rim protector.
He's a little reckless sometimes. Yeah. There are a couple fouls
like he definitely has a little bit of B-ball Paul energy.
Yeah.
I think he's probably like a better like defender and probably better all around.
I think he's looking potentially to be way better than B-ball Paul.
Yeah, it's almost like he almost looks like an upgraded version of him in some way.
He's a different version.
I know you're sensitive to B-ball Paul sure, but
he'll play the role we need him to play better than B-ball Paul. I think B-ball Paul is probably a more skilled player. B-ball Paul had a jumper now. Like B-ball Paul would knock down a corner three. I think Bona's in his career in college was like a 50% free throw shooter.
Yeah, I feel like Bona's more your
Bona's the
typical center.
Yeah, B-ball Paul would try to do too much.
Yeah,
and when it worked, I would get excited.
Well, yeah, definitely.
But there were plenty of times it wouldn't work, and I'm just like, because it's B-ball Paul, this is funny. But if it was anyone else, this would be infuriating.
Yeah. B-ball Paul's joining Toby in Detroit.
Yeah, they were playing together in Detroit. Good luck with that.
Championship, baby.
They needed that winning pedigree. They got Toby, his 0 points having ass.
Yeah.
Good luck.
But yeah, Bona looks good. McCain looks good. Council.
Yeah, some of the other guys look good too. Jeffrey Doughton. He's looked good in a couple of these games. This other guy, David Jones, I think, was one of the unsigned or undrafted
don't know
signees.
who he is, but,
he's the guy from who's the guy from Philly? Edwards is the guy from Philly.
Oh, that's right.
He looked good. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, most of these guys probably aren't making the team, but McCain's going to make the team. And what impressed me was he's got an off the dribble game that I didn't really expect.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like the scouting reports said that he could handle okay. He's got a good change of pace. And there was the first game, he took a smaller guard down in the post, and he looked pretty good.
Yeah.
He looked strong. He was strong with the ball. He had some nice passes. I don't think he'll ever be like a primary point guard, but he's a good secondary. I think he'll be a good secondary ball handler in time.
Yeah. I think, a good guy to have coming off the bench for sure.
There were some comparisons I was going through Twitter. There are some people saying he's Jalen Brunson. That's.
I mean, it's still summer league here.
Yeah.
You show me Jared McCain dropping 45 points on the Sixers in multiple games in the playoffs, and then I'll believe you.
Yeah.
But more apt comparisons were to Malcolm Brogdon, just smaller, which I could see. And Malcolm Brogdon's had a long career in the NBA. If you get that with the 16th pick, you'll take it.
For sure.
And then Bona. I think Bona's got good energy. Drummond will certainly be the primary backup center, but there will be lineups where he probably makes less sense, and Bona makes more sense as the backup.
Oh, you'll have games where Embiid's going to sit, so he'll have a role in some capacity,
Yeah, so that's exciting. Then speaking of Drummond, got his cheesesteak. Did y'all see that?
Oh yeah,
no.
He posted because.
Did he say where it was? I couldn't tell where he was.
No, he never said where it was from.
I was. There wasn't enough in that video to tell where he was.
No, it was in the Sixers practice facility.
Oh, okay. So
but I don't know where he went.
It wasn't round, was it?
No, he didn't go to Donkeys.
They should go to Donkeys. It's like right there.
No, they don't, because they have to call ahead so they don't make the poppy seed buns.
Wait.
Because that'll show up on a drug test.
Exactly. So, if you're, they've had teams before, they'll come to Philly, but we've heard Donkeys is so good, so they'll order from Donkeys, and the one team was like, whoa, we can't eat these because they got poppy seeds on them, so they have to, call ahead.
Test positive for opium.
They got to call ahead to get, special
That was, literally
buns.
an episode of Seinfeld.
Yeah, well, that's exactly what, it's sort of God. Yeah.
Yeah,
that's real. Yeah, that is real.
That is fun.
The trainer's like, we can't risk this shit. The whole lineup would be out. We can't be doing this.
Yeah, the entire The entire
They have to
turns
forfeit.
out the entire team is addicted to heroin.
Yeah. I'm just saying. So they got to like get special like
That
plain
pure shit.
buns.
Yeah.
But damn,
Yeah.
all right. So where do we think he went then?
I don't know.
Paul George went to Geno's. I saw that. Ugh,
Yeah.
Fucking cop out.
he can do better than that,
Yeah.
dude. Someone's got to teach him a thing or two. He could at least go on to Pats if he's going to go there.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know where Drummond would have went. Drummond probably went to see. He seems like a kind of guy that would respect a small mom and pop store, dude.
Like a random
See
hole in the
that.
wall joint,
Yeah,
not like a
he's-
name one, not like
he's-
D'Alessandro's or something like
he's-
that.
He's a hardworking man. He's a blue collar guy. He's had a long NBA career. Went from an all star to playing for the mid level exception. He's probably appreciates the finer hardworking people in life, dude.
Yeah.
I don't know where that place is, but that's probably where he went.
Probably like a random pizza shop that just also makes
Yeah,
cheesesteaks, which isn't
maybe he
bad.
went somewhere in Camden by the practice facility. That's probably what he did.
Probably a great spot.
Yeah.
Dude, he probably went to a hot dog cart like my dad used to have down there.
They got
Maybe,
cheesesteaks.
yeah,
Yeah,
maybe.
probably.
My
You know what I
dad
mean?
used to
Put a
make a
little hot
good
whiz on
cheesesteak,
there.
yep.
Yeah. Little fried onions. I always said the best cheesesteak is a cheesesteak made at home because it's always so
Yeah.
good. You know what I mean? You get that chopped meat, get a little bun on there. I mean, I make them different. I don't always do whiz, but you know.
You don't have anyone
provolone.
rationing your portions. You've as
No,
many
it's
fried onions,
perfectly
as much
made.
meat and cheese.
You know exactly how it's supposed to be made. Maybe a little pepperoni, a little fried onion, a little provolone. Oh,
Yeah, that's eating, buddy.
man. Put it in a cast iron pan. You put the little bun on top of that.
Yeah, the
They
other
want a
thing about
cheesesteak?
Drummond, though, hold up. The other thing he said that was cool, I appreciated this, is when they interviewed him yesterday and asked him what led him back to the Sixers. You seen this?
Mm-hmm.
He said Embiid FaceTimed him
Damn.
when he saw that Drummond was available. He said
Wow.
Embiid FaceTimed him and was like, yeah, we could use you. We really could have used you in the playoffs. You should come back. And I think that's pretty much all that and he needed the money.
Well,
the Sixers had
obviously,
to pay him
but I
more
still
than
think that
what he was making, what Chicago was going to pay him. But yeah, I think for Embiid to go out recruiting, being like, yeah, we need you, come back. For Drummond to respond.
Embiid's been doing work this
he's
offseason.
been doing the
between
Lord's work out here. Yeah.
Yeah, that
The
panel
Paul
where he's at
George
the panel,
thing? Yeah.
the shifty eyes thing. Yeah.
Yeah, but he's been doing his thing. I think that you kind of have to. I mean, I always liked when Drummond was here beforehand. I felt like that was his best backup he ever had, to be honest with you. So I think that it's
Yeah.
good that he brought him back. Obviously, once you got Paul George, too, it's like, well, you know, whatever. We got to do this stuff, too. But I think that they're in a mindset of they know their window is closing. Obviously, Embiid wants to stay in Philly forever. But, I mean, every interview he talks about, even talking about going to the Olympics, he's like, yeah, it's just fun to do with everybody and stuff like that. But I want to win a championship. Like, and a gold medal is fine and all that, but like he wants to win. And I think that it's really showing this offseason. I mean, every year he's matured. Obviously, he's got health issues and things like that pop up, but the MVP we talked about it last year got that monkey off his back, and he's been doing pretty well with things, you know, all things considered without being healthy. But I think he's just ready to commit to just getting that team all involved in sync and trying to win a chip here.
Yeah. Speaking of the Olympics, you guys see all the people that are giving Embiid shit for not playing for
Yeah.
Cameroon
Yeah.
or France, even
Well,
though
France
never lived
banned
in
him
France.
now.
He's not
Yeah.
French.
Yeah, I know.
Just
he's
because he
not-
speaks French doesn't mean
Yeah.
he's French.
Well, I guess there was a thing where he asked if he could be like I don't know, like naturalized in France or something, because he wanted like the option.
I
And
think
then-
they gave him that
but he-
citizenship.
but then he decided not to, which is kind of funny.
They gave him French citizenship
But
so he could
it's-
play. And he
it's-
said, "You know what? I'm gonna play for the
Yeah,
USA."
I'm
It's
mad at
just but it's just become such a formulaic thing where it's so obvious that it's just if you go online and start talking shit about Joel Embiid, it's just free engagement, it's free clicks
Oh, yeah.
and likes and all that shit, because it's just like nobody actually cares what Olympic team anyone plays for.
No.
It's Pascal Siakam has never played for the Cameroon
Yeah, but
team.
Right.
he's not clickbait like that.
Yeah.
Although it would be a good team to have if Embiid did take that French offer. Play. So you got Wembanyama, you got Embiid, you got Gobert, you got Batum. I mean, I don't
Be
know
a
who else
decent
is out
team.
there. It's not
Yeah.
a terrible team. I
Yeah.
mean, it's a tough defensive team to
Yeah.
play against. I mean, you got the 3 Twin Towers plus one.
Yeah.
Well, probably won't compete with the U.S.
All you need is one plane, 2 planes, but hey, it'd be tough. It'd be tough to take down.
In the U.S., you got Embiid, AD, and Bam Adebayo.
Yeah, but they only beat that backup team by 1 point?
They weren't really trying. Get out of here.
I'm just saying.
You think?
Yeah, they're done. They're stink.
Yo,
Did you see that guy got like plastered by Embiid during a scrimmage?
No.
That was so funny. I don't know who it was. I guess it was someone on like the B squad or someone. It was just like a tip ball kind of thing, and this like Embiid just jumped up to like tip it back to the arc, whoever was out there, and I guess it's like I don't know who it was, some like smaller white guy went up for it too, and Embiid just like blah, and the dude just goes down hard. It was like so funny.
Yeah, they don't make them like that in Kentucky.
Yeah,
no.
Yeah, it was really funny.
Yeah, I think I'm of two minds of Embiid playing in the Olympics. Good for him, right? Like, this is the positive spin. Good for him. Glad that he gets to represent a country. He's a U.S. citizen. His son was born here. That means a lot to him, so good for him. His son will have something to look up to his dad. He already looks up to his dad. But if he wins a gold medal, he'll be like, yeah, my dad won a gold medal for our country. That'd be awesome.
MVP, gold medalist, and add to the allure. Yeah.
Yeah, so good for him in that sense. Also, I think he'll probably learn a thing or two for that he can bring back to the Sixers playing with these guys, right? This is like, yeah, he's the best big man in the league, but that doesn't mean he can't learn something from AD. Or I shouldn't say the best, the second best. Jokic is better. He's the second best big man in the league. He's better than AD or Bam, but he can still learn a thing or two from them. He can learn a thing from KD. Their games are oddly kind of similar, even though Embiid's like 100 pounds heavier. So, yeah, he'll learn some things.
Picking brain from LeBron. I mean, you're with all the best
pick
players.
LeBron's brain, I mean, Drew Holiday probably teach him a thing or two.
Derek White.
Yeah, all those guys.
No, I'm kidding.
No, Derek White.
Should he have taken the route of a Kawhi where
I don't think so.
Him and the Clippers are like,
I thought it should have gone to Jaylen Brown. I thought it could have gone to him. Hell, I thought it could have gone to like Harden, to be honest with you.
I'm saying the fact that Kawhi said, all right, well, we talked about it, like maybe I should not play in the Olympics. Do you think Embiid should have been like, maybe...
Oh, you mean he should have sat out? Right. No.
All right, just checking. Just curious.
That's I am concerned about him getting injured in the Olympics. So, yeah, I can see why you would say that. But, no, I think he really wants to represent the country, wants his son to be something to be proud of.
Like, you're not subbing out Embiid for B-ball Paul. You're subbing out Embiid for
he's not playing
AD
40 minutes a night, having to be the focal point of the offense and defense. Should be pretty easy for him.
Yeah.
But, no, I think that's the thing I'm afraid of is him playing all these extra games. It's just more opportunity for him to get hurt and his body's breaking down. But he won't have to play as hard or as physical.
The learning curve could be big, though, for him.
Yeah, the positives outweigh the negatives. Yeah, I don't know if I have... Oh, the other thing we got to talk about is the jerseys. The black jerseys.
Oh, so what's up with that? Are they saying that they're saying that it's not going to come out?
So here's the deal. So apparently they aren't going to come out this year.
This is like the Kelly Green bullshit they did us for a couple of years for.
Yeah, so it's probably going to be a tease for a year or two.
Yeah.
Why?
But I don't know.
There's probably some red tape.
So we're gonna get some
there was a thing with the NFL one. It's
we're going to get some stupid ass jersey now this year for the City Connect or the City jersey.
Probably get a stupid City Connect this year, and then next year. I did see a tweet that says it's more likely that it's going to be 2025 because the NBA has to announce the uniform changes to the league 2 years in advance. I don't know why.
Stupid. Money, that's why.
Yeah, it's probably something to do with... I have no idea. But I did think it was cool, the whole Maxi Museum.
That was awesome.
That was so nice, man.
I thought it was cool. I felt it was a little like... I'm not going to lie. I did enjoy it. I thought it was really cool and, great for Maxi and all that. I felt it to be a little
overboard.
Premature? Yeah, I don't know.
It seems like that's something you do when a player is like, it's like his last year or something. It was cool, but
I loved it. I was very emotional. I was like, wow, this is like awesome. Like, love Maxi and him and Embiid having that moment and all that, and every little window going in and listening to videos of your parents and coaches speaking. Trust me, it was great. Not knocking all that. However, I think that, what is he, 24, 25?
23.
23, It's definitely too early, I think. For a museum, he's not dead. He made one All-Star game.
Eh.
That's all I'm saying.
Well, the way I see it,
and B doesn't even have a museum.
he might not want one. He probably doesn't want one.
I'm just saying. It felt it felt a little odd. I mean, it was great. I appreciated it, but it did feel a little like I don't know. Something about it just felt.
No, I kind of feel you.
I don't know. I think they're doing it for two reasons. First and foremost, Maxey, they really should have re-signed him or extended him last offseason. They made him wait because they wanted to play this whole Caps case game.
Yeah, which ended up being hugely beneficial.
And it worked out to our benefit. So they're probably like, okay, Tyrese, man, we couldn't give you the contract you deserved last year. We don't have any way of making that up to you. So here's a museum. Here's what we think of you. This is how much you mean to us as a franchise. So I think they did it for that reason. And also I think they did it because they can kind of see, I mean, this is projecting, but they can see the player that he projects to be and realize, yeah, if he has the career that it seems he's on pace to, we're going to have to do this anyway. Should they have done it now? Probably not, but the fact that they're doing it to pay it forward for the fact that he made no fuss whatsoever about getting underpaid last season, or not getting underpaid, but being sort of a lame duck last season, they're kind of doing it to make it up to him in that regard.
I mean, I guess. I mean, he got paid this season, so
yeah,
he got paid.
Yeah,
it's
no, like I get it, but they kind of made him sit and wait, and he was stuck in limbo. And I dare say that if this plan didn't all work out and they didn't get Paul George, they probably wouldn't do this for him. But the organization's on an emotional high, and this also really establishes that culture.
Well, that's the other thing. Like they're I mean, this is a big. Not only did they sign some guys that we didn't think they were going to sign, all that stuff, but all right, well they're really making a statement that they want to take the East on and make it a deep playoff push. Even Maxey said in a couple of things, it's like we wanted PG because we haven't gotten out of the second round since I've been here with Embiid and this and that and other things. So they're putting the pressure on themselves. I don't know. I mean, you think of museum, you think of like, damn, some old head that did a lot of great things. Not to say, I just feel like his shelves are very empty for this museum to be made.
Yeah, that's fair.
You got one MVP or one All-Star. You got one Most Improved Player. That's not for nothing. That's not little tasks. But you're 23 years old. It's odd. I think it's very odd to make a museum for somebody.
It's weird, but hey,
it's cool. I mean, I'm into it, but it's still
if it was
weird.
Tobias Harris, I'd have a problem. If it was Kelly Oubre, even though his museum would just be pictures of him looking very handsome and good looking, I'd still have a problem with it. But I think Maxey deserves it.
I think he has to now earn that seat, but
and
I get it.
I think he will. I think he will.
I think he will too.
But yeah,
but good for all out of love for obviously we love Maxey to death. He brings a great energy and smile and obviously phenomenal play to the court. So
yeah, and that was our sneak peek at the jerseys.
Yeah, man.
They've been needing to bring these jam jerseys
that
back
team
for
would look great
years.
too right now. Oh my god!
Imagine Paul George in that jersey.
And B,
Maxey
Drummond.
Jersey.
Damn,
right.
That'd be great. That'd be sick. It needs to come back. We talked about last year. Where they need to bring that jersey back.
I've been talking about this for 20 years.
Yep.
Or they haven't been gone for 20. They've been gone for 16 years. I've been talking about it since they got rid of him. They need to bring him back, dude.
Yeah.
The Sixers always come out with these corny, stupid-looking City Edition jerseys. Yeah. Bring that back and just let it be the permanent City Edition jersey. That's the thing, too.
Or a permanent alternate.
Why do you need...
It could just be an alternate jersey. It doesn't have to be a city. It could just be an alternate jersey. It is part of what you had.
What I don't get is why do you need a different City Edition jersey every year?
Money.
But no one's buying.
That's the thing. Like,
who's buying them when they're that ugly?
Yeah. Well, the thing is, if you brought back the Iverson black jersey, people would just keep buying those every year.
Right.
When they sign a new player or whatever, they would just keep. That would sell every year probably better than any of those City Edition jerseys. Right. The Spectrum ones are really fucking cool.
Those were decent. I like those.
Outside of that, they've been pretty booty.
The one looked like a sweatsuit. It was all gray. I guess that is the Philly look, though, the sweatsuit.
Oh, yeah, I remember those.
I ain't mad at you. But,
Boathouse
Actually, I am
Row
mad at
wasn't
you.
terrible, or
I thought those were pretty
the
bad.
76. I don't know. I mean,
I thought most of them were pretty bad. The
they've had a
Spectrum
lot of
was
weird
probably the only
ones.
one I thought was okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, I really like the Spectrum ones.
yeah, the Spectrums are cool.
But, yeah.
So that's the last team that made the Eastern Conference Finals, the NBA Finals, the Iverson era jerseys. Bring them back, maybe we'll get some good juju.
Yeah. Maybe.
But I think that's all I got on the Sixers, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, McCain, nothing to say about the rookies. NBA season's NBA off season's officially here. We're headed towards the doldrums for damn near probably 2 months. We'll have the Olympics to talk about. Most years this would be the off season, but we'll have the Olympics to talk about. So we'll still talk some NBA
Big time.
and WNBA. My
Yeah.
Liberty, the best team in the league.
Yeah.
I'm definitely going to a Liberty game this year, yo.
Yeah.
Hell
Where do
yeah.
they play?
In Brooklyn,
They play at the
They play at the Barclays Center.
Barclays Center.
I'll make the trip up there, yo.
Yeah.
I'm going.
What the
Damn.
hell you got going on over here?
Did you guys see when Biden called into MSNBC a few days ago?
Nah, what'd he do? What'd he say?
Dude, it's so
Was
funny.
he coherent?
Well, I'll let you be the judge. He was calling into Morning Joe, the Joe Scarborough show or whatever. He sounds like some angry guy calling into like WIP. It's so good.
The American public is not going to move away from me as an average voter. And again, I'm here for 2 reasons, pal. One, to rebuild the economy for hardworking middle-class people, give everybody a shot. Just a straight shot. Everybody gets a fair chance. Number one. Number two, remember all this talk about how I don't have the black support? Come on, give me a break. Come with me. Watch. I'm getting so frustrated by the elites. Now, I'm not talking about you guys, but about the elites in the party who they know so much more. But if any of these guys don't think I should run against me, go ahead, announce for president. Challenge me at the convention.
And then
I mean,
there's this part too. Hold on a second. It gets even better.
Nobody said anything except me and the folks out there in the local, race. They said, I did nothing to stop Russia's invasion of Ukraine. In fact, he said, I think I encouraged Russia from going, I think he encouraged Russia going in. I mean, I'm reading from the list of lies. First of all, he was made up quotes, suckers and losers. I was with he called the Americans in the cemeteries from World War I suckers and losers. And so this guy's going to have to start to answer for what he did. I'm not letting.
Yeah.
Good
So
Lord.
why would they let this man do that?
Dude.
I don't know. It's like that was like they're like, okay, we're gonna show everyone that Joe's still got it. We're gonna have him call in to the news, let everyone know that he's still coherent and on the level.
Dude, the first half of that, like the first clip you played, he sounded like Bob from Mount Airy after the Eagles lose a game, an infuriating game to the Cowboys, right? And then the second half of that, he sounds like Bob from Mount Airy the next morning, still drunk from the night before, calling into WIP, hungover, incoherent, can't even form a sentence, just freaking out.
Joe Biden's calling the WIP like all they do. I see it's all the QB draws. They're running 3 plays.
He's a Birds fan. I'm surprised.
Yeah, it's true.
If he loses the election, he's not going to have a whole lot to do, man.
I mean, they
He'll start
weren't big
calling
fans
in
of
the WIP screaming.
They were not big fans of the Bidens when she came out to the Dallas game either.
Oh, I remember that.
That was fucking awkward as hell. I said, man, this is rough. Oof, man. But, yeah, I mean, it's hot as shit. Might as well be hell already down here, and we're fucking dealing with it here.
Yeah, we might as well just bunker up and live down here, man.
Honestly. We got a fan now, so this is honestly a good addition.
Yeah, we got a bathroom.
I'd have been sweat my freaking balls off down here if that thing wasn't here.
Yeah. This is definitely a fan night.
I'm only damp as opposed to moist or wet.
Yeah, you're
Which is
not
good.
you're not wet Pat.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of Brandon, let's go Brandon. Brandon was just speaking.
Yeah, that's Brandon going.
Yeah. Well, Hopefully he gets a good night's sleep. Hopefully his AC is pumping, because
Yeah.
it gets pretty swampy down there in D.C.
Yeah.
Oh God, yeah, the whole area is
Yeah.
built around a swamp.
It's
DC,
built on a
Baltimore,
swamp.
yeah.
Yeah.
Good
It's
luck,
probably
man.
gross as fuck down there.
I mean, he's probably long been in bed, right? That's why he was so bad in the
No,
debate.
well, they said his bed's 9 p.m., so it's only 2 hours.
He's been in bed for 2 hours,
He hasn't
probably
really
at least.
He hasn't hit REM yet. Hit that REM sleep.
That's why he was so bad in the debate. It was way past his bedtime.
Yeah.
Well, after that, they said, well, we won't let him speak after 9. They're like, well, he's still the president, though. Like, what if fucking, Although,
Dude,
in the grand scheme of things, to be honest with you, what we gonna wake up, let's say, you're a 45-year-old spry. It's the youngest you could be as president, right? You wake up at 10 a.m. Oh, my God, we got missiles coming to the U.S. The fuck we gonna do? Nothing. Fucking
Yeah.
let's all sleep and die together. What the fuck are we gonna shoot
I mean,
missiles
you pretty
to
much just, he pretty
can
much
blow
just
up-
needs to sit there in the room and
and just blow up the rest of the world? Like, come
while
on
everyone
now.
else is, doing all the.
well, the president has to travel to
strategizing.
other countries.
Yeah,
And then
I mean,
time
you
zone.
gotta deal with,
How's he
you gotta
deal
deal
with?
with, you gotta deal with jet
That's
lag.
what I'm saying.
gotta
How's
add-
he
so
deal
he's
with
so
the jet
You gotta,
lag?
you gotta
Yeah.
add another day into the agenda.
Yeah, you gotta give a whole day,
A
whole recovery
day.
day.
So
Just
he just
sleep.
sleep.
Put him in the little fucking ice tube and get them all energized up. Get them out there for
See,
one
man,
event.
that's
call
what
it a
people
day.
need to do. Terrorists, if you're listening, what y'all need to be doing is when you know Biden's traveling to Kuwait or something, when you know he's flying back to the U.S., him and Kamala are flying back to the U.S., that's your chance to strike. They're asleep.
Oh boy.
No one's paying attention.
Well, they don't. I don't know if they can.
That's your
let them
chance
fly.
to come get us.
They might not let them fly together like that.
They might. Sometimes they might. They definitely probably travel together sometimes.
Not in the same plane, and that's the whole.
But they still travel
always-
to the same country at
Well, yeah.
roughly the same time.
Yeah, yeah.
So they probably are both sleeping that next day.
Damn, we got our incel here.
Hey,
Sleeper
I'm
cells.
just saying, man. I'm just pointing out the facts. I'm
Yeah.
not saying who I'm with, who I'm against. I'm like Julian Assange, dude.
Hey, free man now. He's
Yeah.
a free
Yeah,
man.
it's true. Good for him.
Was that his wife when he got off the plane? Had he not seen her in a while?
He probably
no.
hasn't.
Yeah, probably not.
They told me she wasn't cheating on his fucking ass.
I
He
mean,
kissed her like it was the first time he met her. I'm like, man, she
I
been
mean, if
kissing
you
some
were
other
locked,
lips.
I don't know,
She been out
man.
here cheating on your bitch ass fucking freedom fighter lips, big time.
He probably knew about it from in the cell. He knows everything.
Definitely. That'll be
he
the next
probably
report.
is out there.
He'll be like,
he's
this cheating
outsourced.
ass bitch.
Yep.
Yeah, he'll be the next papers to be released. Yeah.
Yeah, he just uses he just launches a new type of WikiLeaks, but it's just to like
Get
dig
back
up
at
dirt
his-
on his wife.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bringing you the real truth that the mainstream media is hiding from you.
Who would have thought I was in hiding for 10 years and my wife cheated on
all,
me?
all, the,
Wow.
all the secrets of the deep state
Well,
doesn't want you
clearly,
to know
if we're wondering
about
about it,
my
Oh,
fucking
dude, it definitely happened. You kidding me?
yeah, if we're wondering about it, it's either happened or a lot of other people are wondering about it.
Every
He's gonna
year,
have to
you're wondering
figure
if
it
your
out.
husband's getting killed or is alive because he's hiding from the government and all that. Man, she's out here finding someone.
Yeah, I
to
guess
talk
he
to.
probably you had to have had some contact with her.
probably
I don't know,
I
man.
think they probably been
They
able
had to give him his one phone call.
The same prison. He was just like in a.
He
He was
was
just hiding.
No, he was
Was he in a house?
Yeah, he was in jail. Or he was
Yeah,
essentially
he was
in jail.
in like England, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
He was in a. He was seeking
He
asylum.
had taken asylum a couple other places, but eventually he got like
yeah, he was in jail.
yeah.
probably
He was in like UK jail. I
He
believe.
probably got to
Man,
contact
that shit's
her.
probably nice. Get a little tea and biscuits.
It's
every
probably
day.
a lot better than the U.S. jail. I'll tell you
Yeah.
that much.
Yeah, it depends on the type of jail.
Well,
I
they
guess.
just allow the oversight committee to study the U.S. prison system. I saw that. Who knows what will happen to that? But
Probably nothing.
yeah, they'd probably be like, these guys have it too good.
Paying attention to us, they need to go pay attention to
Need to make
Denmark.
it worse. Yeah.
Damn, I hope while me shouting out to terrorists means I get to go to a good prison someday.
I don't know if that's how that works, but
Well, if the government's listening, they might be like, yeah, we need to lock his ass up. He's shouting out the terrorists. And then maybe
This guy's threatened. This guy's gonna
I'll-
put nails next to someone's.
yeah.
You're already admitting intent to do crimes
I don't know if
and
terrorists think-
collaborating with terrorists.
Yeah,
I don't know if that gets you like a better prison. I think they get you like
Well,
to the worst prison.
you can't send me to jail here. I'll be collaborating with the terrorists in jail.
Yeah, you'll be up in like
Yeah,
Gitmo.
you
Wow,
gotta
that's
act-
just
you
even
gotta
open
actually-
anymore.
They'll put you in Gitmo in
Yeah.
solitary confinement.
Oh, unless you get a good. I mean, it's warm down there, so
Probably nicer down there than it is here. I'll be close to a beach,
that
Probably
you
hot
are.
though. It's gotta be even hotter in Cuba.
but I'll be not. I'll
Not
be by
humid.
the water.
It's not humid heat.
I'll be
It's
by
a nice
the water.
dry
I'll be
heat.
all right.
How is Florida's humid?
Oh, Florida's
Definitely.
disgusting.
So then how is Cuba not
Because
humid? It's like
it's surrounded
It's
by the water.
surrounded,
You
you
get
got
that
everything.
breeze.
I guess because it's like
That's
an
like when we
island.
went to Puerto Rico. It was hot,
They
but
don't
it was
have
never
swamps in
unpleasant.
Cuba.
Yeah,
They got swamps in Florida.
yeah, I gotta go there sometime.
But you get the Havana syndrome though. You get
Get
the,
on my old man the sea shit.
Yeah. Yeah, then let's go. Let's podcast live from Cuba.
Live from Havana.
All right, well, we all get locked up.
we
in
might
fucking
not
Gitmo.
be able to use the internet there. I
Well,
don't
hey,
know.
I'll already
We
be in
will.
the prison.
Yes,
Yeah.
we can. Well, someone's got to start trading off something then to get the Wi-Fi.
Yeah, smoke those cigars.
Hang out with Castro's son.
Yeah, dude. Hang out with Raul. And,
Get
some other
Raul
guys.
as a guest on the pod, dude. I know a little Spanish. I can translate.
Yeah, so that's the plan, guys. We're gonna our first big guest is gonna be Raul Castro. All right. Well, I think that's a good place to end it. That'll just about do it for us tonight. Please leave us a 5-star rating and review after you get a podcast. Give us a subscribe on YouTube. Follow on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. Send us an email at citywidepod@gmail.com. And from all of us here at the Citywide, good morning, good afternoon, good night.
I was just here, so I didn't get fined.
See ya.